Okay, so in today's video, I'm addressing this specifically to those of you who are buying your very first 200 and 300,000 ringgit car, and you do a lot of client-facing work, and you want to project a certain image to your client. So this video is for you if you are memang not buying the car to show off, but buying a car to project an image of yourself, to show people that you are successful, you are trustworthy, and you are somebody that people want to do business with. Okay, it's not about flash. It's about projecting your credibility. So this is particularly directed to those of you who are maybe real estate agents, insurance agents, network marketing distributors. Now, a lot of people in these lines of work, when you're climbing up the ranks, you're hitting 5-figure income, right? Going to 20K, 30K per month, right? And then you backside itchy, you want to reward yourself with a C-Class, a 3 Series, or a used Porsche Boxster to show that you have made it. Okay, you have that 200, 300,000 ringgit budget, or maybe you have that 2,000, 3,000 ringgit per month installment. What I'm going to tell you now is that if those are the cars that you're looking for, you are making a big mistake. And I'm not criticizing you for having that 200, 300,000 ringgit budget to spend on a car. What I'm saying is that there are smarter ways to deploy that 200, 300,000 ringgit to get you a set of wheels that paint a completely different picture for you. So imagine, let's say like somebody with, let's say like a 250,000 ringgit to spend on a car. Somebody who bought a brand new 3 Series versus somebody who spent the same amount of money on a used 7 Series or S-Class and hire a driver to go with it. Or maybe you, not even an S7 Series or S-Class, maybe just an Alphard or Wellfire. How does that change the way your clients perceive you? Because think about it, this is your very first 200, 300,000 ringgit car. This means that you are somebody that you are a rising star. You still have a long way to go. And what this means is that you are riding a momentum, okay? And what you don't want at this stage is that, yes, you want a car that projects an image of success for you. But at the same time, you want that car to be able to leverage on that car to create a better image for you. Okay, it's different if, let's say, you want to buy a car just purely for your driving pleasure and all that. But in this case, you are buying that car for business reasons, for strategic reasons. So you have to think with strategic reasoning. Now, just imagine that you are a high-end real estate broker. All right, you sell properties in Mont Kiara, in Bangsa, Hatamas, or whatever not. Imagine showing up in a flashy Porsche Boxster versus showing up, being driven there, even in an Alphard or Wellfire. But before you even head there, you can offer your client, hey, do you want me to come and fetch you over, right? Then when you arrive there, your driver drops you off, then the two of you can walk in. You don't even need to look for parking, right? And what I've learned is that, as sometimes when you're dealing with meetings, business meetings, when you want to meet clients and all that, right? Just the act of looking for parking alone can sometimes cause you to be late for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right? So the thing is that the way I look at it is, if you are in a position where you can afford more than 3,000 ringgit per month or 4,000 ringgit per month on car installments for the very first time, maybe the answer is not to spend all of that 3,000-4,000 ringgit into one car, but set aside maybe 2,000, maybe set aside maybe spend only about 1,000 to 1,500 on car installments and use the rest to hire a driver to drive you around. All right, and the thing is that for a budget of what, 1,000 to 1,500 a month, you still can get yourself a very good used 7 Series, used Alphard, used Wellfire. All of this, which if you show up with a driver, it speaks nothing less of you than the guy who shows up in a Porsche or a C-Class or a 3 Series. All right, so because what this does is that it elevates your image even further, and within 2 years or 3 years down the road, it may have accelerated your income to the point where that C-Class, that 3 Series, that E-Class, or that Porsche Boxster or whatever becomes easier reach for you. All right, but then that's where you can take those cars and you can drive to your weekend drives and all that. But for the purpose of your business, for the purpose of meeting people. You want something that, yes, projects an image of success, but also something that helps you buy back your time, right? Something also that is that you can rely on, something that works. Okay, so yeah, this is so yeah. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think? Given a budget of say 3,000, 4,000 ringgit per month, let's say you're along there. Okay, how would you spend that money? Would you straight away go buy a new C class, E class, 3 series, 5 series? Or maybe you put that money on a used Alphard, used Wellfire, used 7 series, hire a drive, right? In fact, if you ask me, all right, I'm of course not at the income bracket yet, but I've just had this idea that if I hit that income bracket, I might just even get a Honda Accord, hire a driver so that it would save me time from when I go and meet people, have to look for parking and all that. Okay, and yep, there are those of you who would say, yeah, instead of hire driver, might as well use Grab, right? Yes, you can use Grab, but the thing is that when you're using Grab, the cars that arrive not within your control. And what if Grab is busy at that time? You know, sometimes sometimes there may be no drivers available. You may have to wait 20, 30 minutes for your Grab ride to arrive. So your own driver, your own car, well, that is something that is much better within your control. All right, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.